Welcome back to the 2-Minute Drill. My name is Michael Rochman. Alabama enters the season with a chip on their shoulder following a national championship loss to Georgia, but they've reloaded and maybe even upgraded, so let's dive in. Things start off at quarterback, where former Heisman winner Bryce Young returns for his third season. Young is a quick operating quarterback who processes the field at a high rate and is efficient when attacking downfield. There are some concerns about Young's size, but he has all the tools to continue his success at the next level and should continue his dominance this season. At running back is Georgia Tech transfer Jahmyr Gibbs. Open field ability is key to making big plays, and Gibbs thrives in space. At 5'11", 200 pounds, he can work through the trenches as well, but his ability to make plays on the outside is second to none and could have him in contention for being the best back in this class by draft time. Next up is wide receiver Jermaine Burton, transferring in from Georgia. Burton should be able to stretch the field and produce at a much higher volume due to his skill set being a better match for the Alabama offense. With his blazing speed, expect teams to be very enticed with him in this receiver class. At tight end is Cameron Latu. After splashing onto the scene in 2021, Latu is a well-rounded tight end that should be in for a nice season as a familiar face of Bryce Young in the passing game. He's also a talented blocker that provides setup in the running game. Now moving to the offensive line, we talk about left tackle Tyler Steen, who's transferring in from Vanderbilt. Steen is likely an offensive guard at the next level, but should offer dependable play in his quality movement skills and grip strength to help set up the run and passing game. Kicking inside to right guard is Emil Ekiyor Jr. With a compact frame, Ekiyor is excellent at leveraging blocks to win his blocking matchup and control ground for success. He's a leader on the offensive line and a veteran with plenty of experience that the NFL front offices should definitely be intrigued by. And at center for Alabama will be Darrian Dalcourt. Returning for his second year as the full-time starter, Dalcourt has impressive aggression as a blocker and quickness to shift blocks that can make him an intriguing center option in the later rounds. On the defensive side of things is defensive lineman Byron Young. With an NFL-ready 6'3", 300-pound frame and quality run defense, Young is a dependable, safe player on the interior and should be an easy investment for teams looking to add depth on the defensive line. Also on the defensive line is Justin Eboigbe. Eboigbe will be a key piece to this front seven. Despite being a rotational piece on the defense last year, there are plenty of impressive flashes that in a larger role could help him capture the attention of front offices across the NFL. At edge rusher, and possibly the best player in this draft class, is Will Anderson Jr. On top of his 17.5 sacks last season, he had 31 tackles for loss with insane run defense and body control to disrupt plays and get to the ball with ease. He's a top-tier pass rusher and someone that everyone should have an eye on already in the draft process. Moving over to linebacker, look out for Henry To'oTo'o. In his first year with the Crimson Tide, To'oTo'o dominated. While he still needs work in terms of play strength, To'oTo'o flies all over the field with ease and shows excellent range to make plays on the ball. Coupled with his athleticism, he's a major name to watch in this linebacker class. Next up is Elias Ricks, cornerback transferring in from LSU. Ricks has a great 6'2", 190-pound frame and should be a huge piece of the Alabama secondary this season. If he continues to build on his profile, he should be in contention as the clear-cut cornerback 1 in this draft class. At safety is Brian Branch. Working downhill, he can light up the ball carrier extremely well, but also has a well-rounded skill set to drop into coverage and make an impact. Assuming he continues to grow his game at the steady rate that he has so far, he should end up as one of the top safeties in this draft. And finally is safety Jordan Battle. At 6'1", 215 pounds, Battle has an impressive frame, yet moves around the field very well for his size. He projects to be a strong safety that can work downhill extremely well. He needs to clean up his angles a bit to take the next step, but he should be a safe bet to be a highly valued strong safety by NFL teams come the draft. Now for the 2-Minute Drill preseason draft outlook, and if the length of this video wasn't a giveaway enough, this class for Alabama is absolutely loaded. I have a total of 14 players expected to be picked, including Bryce Young, Will Anderson, and Elias Ricks on day 1, while Jahmyr Gibbs, Henry To'oTo'o, Jordan Battle, Jermaine Burton, and Brian Branch go on day 2, while Emil Ekiyor Jr., Cameron Latu, Darrian Dalcourt, Byron Young, Justin Eboigbe, and Tyler Steen all go on day 3. Other names to keep an eye on include Louisville transfer wide receiver Tyler Harrell, offensive lineman Javion Cohen, defensive lineman DJ Dale, linebacker Jaylen Moody, defensive back Malachi Moore, safety DeMarcco Hellams, and kicker Will Reichard. Now taking a look at the upcoming season for the Alabama Crimson Tide, VegasInsider says the over-under set at 10.5 wins, and I'm going with the over here. I think 11-1 is the minimum, but this Alabama team is very good and is absolutely a championship contender. Let us know in the comment section below what your expectations are for the Crimson Tide and what you think of their draftable talent. And that's the 2-Minute Drill.